Why isn't it going?
I filed paperwork in this building last Friday, the 7th, declaring myself as the sole biological mother of all 3 Jackson children.
Does Michael Jackson know that he's the father of Connor Cruz?
Yes, he's always known. He voluntarily gave him up for adoption. He was very happy that Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman wanted his child. He did not want his own child because of the color of his skin.
What do you want now?
Michael Jackson is not the biological father of those 3 children. There are 3 different fathers, and I can tell you who they are if you'd like to know. I can tell you. Okay, well, the oldest, Prince, as he's referred to, his biological father is a man I dated in 1996 whose name is Cyril Rouhol. He lives in France. As for Paris, her biological father is my unofficial high school sweetheart. His name is Julian Bleecker, and I did not carry them for 9 months.
Did you donate eggs?
I did not donate eggs, no.
How did they get born?
Surrogate mothers gave birth to them.
Could you explain how Connor is Michael Jackson's biological kid?
He's my biological kid too, and
You didn't donate the eggs and didn't deliver the babies. In what way can you be the mother of any of these children?
I conceived them in my body, and they were safely removed from my body. There is technology that is in existence.
The only pants you'll want to wear this summer. Whether you're 50,
Oh, have I been muted the whole time? Oh no. Oh no. Let me see. Has anybody tried to tell me? Let's see. No, you haven't tried to tell me. Have I been muted the whole time? Well, anyway, I just played. You saw it, even if you couldn't hear it. Things have just reached a things have just reached a new low. I was gonna say peak, but it's really a low. And that's why I need to go live every day. That's how I feel. Today, if you didn't hear me, I'm sure I was not muted at first. I'm sure I wasn't. But just in case, I'm just gonna go over it, briefly. Today marks 16, well, not today, yesterday, because today is the 11th and it was a Sunday. I didn't go live then, but yesterday marked 16 years since my bogus press conference over in downtown LA outside the courthouse there. The Prince kids were orphaned, and I was there to be, I was going to be there for them because they were my genetic children. Yeah, I was homeless at the time, and Trump is trying to outlaw homelessness, and I guess he's going to send homeless people to other countries like he does immigrants, even if they're born and raised here. And, even if it's through no fault of their own that they've become homeless, even if they were tortured and abused and and by their families who have you know as in the case of me, I went through homelessness for many years. My family threw me away. They wanted me to die, and there was a very good reason why they wanted me to go away and die, because I am the truth, and they can't handle the truth. They don't want anyone else to know the truth because that exposes them. Both my parents have since passed away, but I still have, um I guess you would call them an estranged family of some sort or another. I mean, my parents are gone, but my father remarried, my mother remarried, and I grew up with a brother. No more, he's not my brother anymore. I mean, he doesn't act like it, and he's made it really clear he wants to have no contact with me. And okay, mm, it's gonna be your loss, not mine. I know he's trying to do this so he can take all my money, that's mine, legally mine. It's got my name on it, you know. I guess he just wants me to die, right? I guess that's what it is. Like, I would, if I no longer exist, then yeah, it would be distributed. It already is being distributed like I am dead, which is ridiculous. I mean, I'm alive and well. Hello. How are you? And today was the day. I really think today was the day that I was declassified. Now, I, I'm always predicting it. I'm always saying, "Oh, today's," I've been going on like this for years. It's so ridiculous, But I've been able to remember more and more as time goes on, when it never happens, then, oh, and it's not me just being wishful in my thinking. I know there are all these idiots. I'm going to call you idiots. Sorry, I have to, who think I'll never be declassified, that, everybody's going to receive free paychecks forever. And that's why they want Trump in power, so they can keep getting their free paychecks, right? And of course, Trump gets his free paycheck too. And oh, and he thinks Putin's gonna, like, I don't know, Putin is one of my genetic fathers. I have more than one. I have many. Yeah, I know. You've never heard something like that before, unless you've been following me. Um, yeah, usually people have one mother, one father, but no, not with genetic engineering. They don't. And genetic engineering has been going on for a very, very long time throughout history, actually, because it's just been in recent times, well, since the 20th century, that our culture has known about it. There are other civilizations that are not headquartered on Earth who have, who are responsible for that technology, or at least shared it with the CIA when the CIA was formed in the 20th century. And yeah, I'm the result of that. And many people are. I'm not unique. I mean, I'm unique in that I have more fathers than anybody, and I have an identical twin and a full brother and another full brother. Um, I don't know, a couple of them. I don't know. We all have many, many fathers and one mother who was my grandmother. And that was to capture all, the EQ comes from the father. It's to capture all the IQ that is only passed along through the mother. So, yeah, um, you got your IQ from your mother. Okay. You didn't get it from your father. And this is what's so ridiculous about the CIA. I mean, they don't give it the credit to the mother. They just give it to the father. Oh, the world's smartest man. What about the world's smartest person? It's not a man. And yeah, now with AI, oh my goodness, that's a whole other form of intelligence that, dwarfs human intelligence. But It will never replace human creativity, human emotion. These are the things that make us unique, our emotions and our creativity. I mean, a machine can randomly put things together and come up with some really interesting combinations, but that's not creativity. Creativity comes from the heart. That's what we also have, is the heart. So, well, emotions are connected to the heart, and so is creativity. And that's what makes us unique. And machines will never, ever be able to replicate that, no matter how incredibly smart they are. I mean, I'm supposed to be the world's smartest person, human wise. I mean, I can't compete with these robots, of course. It's a whole nother level now. But in terms of humans, I'm supposed to have the highest IQ of humans. And I don't feel like that most of the time. I certainly don't. But that's what is supposed to be the situation here. And I feel pretty stupid most of the time. I mean, just sitting here on my ASS, waiting for what? I don't know. But it's a critical moment because there's a reason why Trump took control of Washington, D.C. on this day. I had suspected that August 10th, I mean, I was wondering. I shouldn't say I was, well, no, I was suspecting, but I suspect so many dates every year. It's not like it was any more unique than any other day I have suspected. This was a day I wondered about, because August 10th, that's a big day. 16 years ago, Claire was given this surprise bogus press conference, and I really thought it was the day. I really did at that time. I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. Oh my gosh. I was a little scared, but I was like, I'm ready. I have to be, and it was just it was totally bogus. And um I don't know. I know that on this anniversary, on the August 10th every year, I've always suspected that was probably going to be the day. And I think there's something in my memory banks that make me think that it probably is. I didn't mention anything about it. I don't know. I'm just so tired of being disappointed and disappointing everybody out. Well, not that anyone gets their hopes up anymore. Everybody just thinks I'm so ridiculous, don't they? Well, they won't one day soon. I don't know what day that is, but I don't know. When it's the day, it's not official until the next day. And we're at 11:13 p.m. here on the East Coast. I'm here in Hornell, New York. And it's not midnight yet. It's still August 11th. This is the day after because, it's the first business day. Oh, that's true. It is the next day. But I was just thinking maybe they did it on, like, they planned it on the 11th instead of the 10th because it was the first business day. And they wanted it to be on a business. There's so many legal mumble jumble that you have to deal with the CIA. And I don't know. I've been told so many things, but yeah, the next day after the day they pick for my declassification, that's when it goes into effect. It doesn't go into effect the same day. It's the day after. It's not legal until the day after. So if this was the day they chose, which was the first business day after August 10th of 2025, then it legally doesn't go into effect until after midnight or, until the beginning of the business day tomorrow. Tomorrow is, the business day starts at 9 a.m. and the first 9 a.m. that happens is here on the East Coast. So I don't know. I could be I'm probably just wasting time predicting anything because I've learned you can't, if I predict something, they're going to change it. They're going to change it all up. So I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that today was a very special day for me because never before has any president in history, in the history of humankind, the history of the United States, or even Trump himself ever done such a thing as what he did today. He's like trying to take control of the Capitol. Why? Because I have authority over him, and once I'm declassified, I will find out. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he's fighting it like hell. I'm sure he is, but I just know that he's trying to take control, and that's because he's under he's under, I was going to say, threat. I guess he's preparing to be under attack or whatever, because he has no legal authority. I do. I know that sounds so far-fetched, and yeah, I know. I speak it just telling the truth, but not really knowing when and how it's going to happen. I'm just taking what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because it's always never what I expect. I mean, they change up everything. I speak about it publicly, they change it up. But, this is something that has to be like determined and finalized. Declassification is not something that is fluid or adjustable. It's firm, and you can't, once it's decided and ruled, whatever, that's it. So I really do think that today was the day, and it's the next day that is legal. Now, we'll get up in the morning. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be business as usual. I just know what Trump did means something happened today. So, I've decided that I need to go live every day. I just do. I got to put myself out in the world every day, and it's not going to be a perfect performance. It's me live, and I'm far from perfect, but I got to do something. I got to put myself out there, and I feel like there are legal ramifications if I don't. So I exist. Hello, I exist. Queen Claire Elizabeth, she exists. Hello. Claire Elizabeth Elliott. Queen Claire Elizabeth. Not that I get off being queen. We don't have a choice. I mean, do you want this dictator who is taking over, and this crazy man? You think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm crazy compared to what's going on in, Trump land, Washington, D.C? I guess, it's all up to you what reality you choose. Here, let me get my little, like, it's not really a tiara. It's just like a little hint of a tiara. I got married in it, and it's sitting right over here. It just so happens. I didn't plan this. Hold on. Let me get it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. And it's before midnight, right? Here, I guess I should put it on like I'm supposed to. Let me see what time it is. It is 11:19. I'm crowning myself. Okay. Can't really see it very well when I put it up like that, but okay. Trying to get it right. I can't really see very well. I'm just doing my best here. Okay. Yeah, I should wear this on the live stream, shouldn't I? I should just wear this. Yeah. But that introduction, I'm gonna play it in a minute, just so you understand, in case you missed it. My little countdown. That's My 18-year-old, that's how I feel inside, even if I'm in, I'm almost 60 years old, and I feel older, of course, um, tired. I still, in my heart, I still feel like I'm 18 because I haven't been allowed to have a life. So this is me. I'm gonna play it right now. Let's see. Isn't that great? I love it. I love it. Okay, let me just get back to me. Oops, I got back to her. Let me get back to me. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm not wearing my makeup yet. She's got a little. I know she looks natural, but she's wearing a little makeup, just a little. And of course, she's thin like I was when I was 18. Well, I think I went through a little phase when I was 18 where I weighed 130 pounds, and I thought that was really heavy at the time. And I was trying to diet. One of my good friends was like a model, and she was trying to help me. I was living at the Parkside Evangeline and trying to, you know, not eat bad food, because I was gaining weight eating cafeteria style food over at the Parkside Evangeline, which was the Salvation Army, um, women residents, yeah, I guess it was all women of all ages, women only, couldn't even have men over. And it was right on Gramercy Park. That was in 1984, before my class in high school ever graduated. And yeah, yeah, and Meryl Streep, and they were filming Heartburn. Yeah, it was Heartburn on Irving Place. Yeah. And I remember that. That was so exciting when I first moved to New York, to see that. And wait, okay, so it was Meryl Streep, and who was the guy? Um, Not Al Pacino. What's the other guy? Robert De Niro. Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, was it him, or was it the other guy from The Shining? Nicholson guy. I don't know. I haven't looked it up for a while. It's been a lot of years. But yeah, I watched Meryl run up and down Irving Place, which was right. I was our the Parkside Evangeline was right there on the corner, and he was running right by our building. It was great. Uh and that was when I was going to Lee Strasberg Theater Institute. That's where I met my ex-husband, and yeah, a long time ago. That was how many years ago? That was 1984. That was what? Is that okay? 41 years ago? Is that right? 18. Yeah, I'm 59. Wow. I can't even believe that. 41 years ago. Oh, yeah, I do believe this was the day, though, that I've been waiting my whole life for. Not that I ever remembered anything when I was 18 years old. I mean, I was totally asleep. I was like a sleepwalker when I was 18. So full of life and excited about my future, of course, but well, also very depressed too, and not knowing why, and blaming myself instead of remembering what had happened to me and being proud of what I survived and overcame. Once I could finally remember what I had gone through, I was so like overjoyed. I mean, not because of what happened to me, but because I survived and I overcame it. And that's an exciting thing, and they didn't expect me to survive. Yeah. They thought I was going to die long ago. And here I am, 59, almost 60. Yeah. The CIA wouldn't have ever agreed to declassify me if they had known I was going to survive and live. And I don't know, hopefully one day thrive. I mean, resources are very limited, We have tomorrow. We have to get Dean and I have to get through tomorrow. I got some lentils and rice. That's all we have left. And I mean, it's great food. It's just that when you have to eat the same thing every day because you have no other food in your house, it's kind of sad. And yeah, rice and lentils, basmati rice and lentils, green lentils. Our animals, at least they have their food. Um, yeah, gotta make some more rice and more lentils for tomorrow, and then after that, Dean gets paid his Social Security, and we can go to breakfast. Yay! We're looking forward to breakfast on Wednesday morning. Got to pay a lot of bills first thing. Oh my gosh, it's gonna wipe us out. All the bills. I mean, overdue bills. Couldn't pay everything. We're just surviving. I have to move money around. We got to pay some bills one month and then we don't pay them the next month. And then we have to pay, we got to pay some bills one month and then the next month we have to pay different bills. There's always everything's always late. But there's, when you don't have many resources, that's what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be on too long. I need to get online. I need to go live every day now. That's how I see it. I just have to. I exist. I have an existence. I am alive and I am well. I want my money. I want my life. Okay? I exist, therefore I am, right? If I didn't exist, okay, that would be a different matter, but I'm alive, okay? And it's a miracle. And I can't wait for others to tell my story because I don't have all the facts and figures like they do. I shouldn't be expected to introduce myself. It's kind of embarrassing and people think I'm ridiculous. People like me are introduced to the masses. They don't have to introduce themselves. But when you're classified and top secret, I guess nobody can speak out unless it's me. So okay, Claire Elizabeth Elliott is declassified today, August 11, 2025. Tomorrow is the first business day after August 11th, 2025. It's Tuesday. That's the day to give me everything that is mine. And my people have everything all together for me. Believe me, everything. And I want it in my hands. I want them to document everything that I own and hand me the book that lists everything. Okay. I have that many assets and I want it now. Okay. And, yeah, we're going to have to change laws because I'm the only one who can. And yeah, we got to handle this Trump dude. He's running scared and he's trying to make all these. I was looking at the people who surrounded Trump on stage. One thing I'll do is let me see if I can pull up an article or something. I know I should have had it all ready to go, but okay. What is that? Reuters. Yeah, CNN. All right, let's go with this one. Why is it? Okay, there we go. That. All right. Dean, I'm live if you're wondering. Okay. Let me share this. All right, here's an advertisement. All right. Trump has federalized DC's police force. Now what? Yeah, that's a good title. let me make sure that I'm on the side. Oh, good. All right. The Metropolitan Police, along with federal agencies tasked with helping curb crime in the nation's capital, are scrambling to figure out roles and strategy following President Donald Trump's decision to declare, oh, they use the word declare, a crime emergency and federalize DC's police force, multiple sources told CNN. We're going to restore the city back to the gleaming capital that everybody wants it to be, Trump said at the White House on Monday. It's going to be something very special. He's always talking about things that are going to be very special. But little communication seems to have been done before Trump's news conference. The Washington, D.C. mayor and police chief hadn't been told about the takeover. Yeah, that's what it is, the takeover, until they watched Trump say it live. It's led to confusion over who leads the MPD, the, I guess, Metropolitan Police Department, how their policing strategy will change. I mean, nothing was prepared. They're just winging it. How their policing strategy will change, and in what ways federal agents, many who aren't trained for community policing, are going to interact with local officers. During a separate news conference, Mayor Muriel Bowser said she was trying to set up a meeting with Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is like, I don't know what to say about her.
She's probably clueless.
Well, she knows what's going on. I mean, she knows that they're committing crimes by doing what they're doing, but she's just, well, Trump, he's king or something. She thinks Trump has the authority to do anything he wants because he's gotten away with it up until this point. So she's going with Trump, right? She figures she can't go wrong if she goes with Trump. But the people standing up on stage, I'm going to take a moment here and just, I don't know if there's a picture of all of them standing up on the stage with him, surrounding him today. They just look like they're like, oh shit, like, I hope this works, or okay, I guess he knows how to do this, or he knows what he's talking about, because they don't know what the hell is going on either. I mean, I was looking at their faces. I just wish I could find a photo to show you. Let me see if I can find some images. Trump DC takeover images. Images. Let's go to images. Okay. I'm going to share this with you. I just have to find out where I am first. Here it was. Okay, so we're going to stop sharing that one. And then I'm going to go over here and here it is. All right. I'm just trying to find these images with all of them standing up on stage, all in a row. Like, just like, that reminds me of the Beatles song. What did I say? Police officers all in a row. What is that? That song? Police all in a row. That's what it reminds me of. Look at this photo of him. Trump threatens to take over Washington, D.C. That was 6 days ago, and guess what? It happened. I'm just trying to find them on stage, though. I can't find any photos of them on stage. Is that this must be it. Yeah.
Please.
Look at them.
Please.
Huh?
An old song like in the 60s. Please.
But that wasn't the song. That wasn't what I'm talking about. It's a song. I think it's the Eggman. I was the Eggman. Daddy was the walrus. Walrus. I wish I could play the video now, but I'll get a copyright strike. It's my song, that I co-wrote. But No, I can't. I can't play it because, I'll get a copyright strike. Let's see if I can make this window bigger. Let's see. Wait, where's all this? Here it is. Okay. Okay. I just this woman, I guess she's a commentator on Fox. She just looks like she's so scared. I just remember her looking over at Trump like, "Oh, he knows what's going on. Oh, we don't. Oh, I hope this goes well." Like, I don't know what's going on, but hail to the chief. He knows everything. He's our god. Um, and then this guy, oh god, look at him, what is his name? Patel. I don't know. I don't know these guys, these people. This guy he's always has the same look on his face. He looks like he's shell shocked. And Pam Bondi, is that her name, Bondi? She's always trying to smile and make it look like, everything's great, and I remember her standing next to Trump recently, and I saw her watching Trump answering questions about the Epstein files, and he was like, "Oh, she's going to release whatever credible evidence she has or whatever." And I think he said something about how he's not in them or something, and I saw her looking, like, she made sure she looked at him so she could see his face as he lied right through his teeth. you know I could see that in her. I could see her, like, consciously look at him to see him lie. Oh, how does he do that? I want to study that so I can lie better. And Neil Patel, his eyes are just crazy all over the place, like, oh, oh. They're just all sitting up there like clowns, like, I hope this works out. We've never done anything like this, and I don't know, Trump just acts like, yeah, like a drunken soldier. I don't know. Not even a soldier, just a drunken idiot.
Sailor.
Yeah, sailor. Well, not a sailor. I'm not trying to compliment him in any way. A sailor, sailor, or a soldier. They have a job to do, and he's a clown. He's a professional clown. All right. All right, let's go back here. All right, so oh, that puts me away. Okay, here we are. So I'm gonna be going live every day. Okay, I don't really have anything to lose. Okay, I really don't. As if you've been following me, you know that I've gotten more active. I've been posting YouTube videos on all my platforms. Claire Speaks Life is the main one, and let me get out. Yeah, well, I guess you see my name on the screen. Yeah, but I just posted a music video that I created from it's an AI short film over on my film family. Where is that? Here I am. My film family, right there. You see that? Okay, I'm gonna hide it though. And I really enjoy creating music videos and creating short films with AI. I really enjoy it. I mean, I really enjoy it. And I think it's like what I enjoy the most right now, but I think I would enjoy making music the most of all. And I haven't allowed myself to create music for a very long time. That is my greatest talent, is music. And I'm going to get back to that one day soon. That's when I'll really be myself again. That's when I'll really be myself. I haven't allowed myself to be myself for a long time. I guess I just don't want to be disappointed. It's depressing, that I can't be all I can be. I'm not allowed to be all I can be. I'm 59, waiting to turn 18. Yeah, I know. I sound like a broken record because I am. Well, let me stop sharing. Get him off my screen. Don't have much more to say, but it's getting close to midnight. It's 11:41. Do you have anything to say, Dean?
I think you do a very good job.
Oh, Dean, thank you very much. I know you're always very supportive of me that way. Thank you. Don't really have much more to say. I just needed to make an appearance. Just need to make an appearance. I need to go live every day. Okay. That's the next level now for me. Okay. Because I need to be declassified now. It's time. It's 2025. I had thought it was 2024 because, we did all the preparation in 1994 when it was supposed to be 30 years. But it was the next year that it was going to be 30 years because I was classified. 20 years back then. I've now been classified for 50 years as of July 23rd of this year. So, yeah, it was supposed to be 30 more years in 1994. But, I was thinking that it was 94, meaning to 2024. But, that would have been 49 years. And they, I guess they like even numbers. And so this is the year. It's not going to be any other year. We're not, I'm not getting renewed. I don't qualify. I didn't qualify in the first place to be classified top secret. That's why Larry Shaw, the doctor of delusion who classified me in the first place, that's why he had to make stuff up and couldn't talk to me, because if he had talked to me, then he would have, he didn't want to know the truth. He didn't want to know what an amazing little girl I was, and that I wasn't, there was nothing abnormal about me other than what had happened to me. And yeah, so he had to make stuff up, and because he, even with the stuff he made up, I don't even know what he made up. I don't even know what he said. What could he have made up about a 9-year-old girl home alone in 1975? It was illegal to begin with. It shouldn't have ever been done. But my people who protect me, FBI, they needed to protect me from my own parents. So they allowed a criminal to commit a criminal act, to commit a crime against me. And that crime has reached its conclusion, and I should be declassified. And I'm going to keep going live, and I'm going to keep telling this nation's secrets. I'm going to live stream this country's secrets. I don't know I'm going to keep doing it. I have the right to do that. I was always told that I'm free I can speak freely. There are no laws that keep me from speaking out. And so I'm going to like push it up a notch. Okay. It's time. It's time to push it up a notch, a few notches, you know? Trump, he didn't even win the election, I don't think, but the CIA had a loophole because Biden, the Democrats put pressure on Biden to hand it to somebody else. And, Biden was going to win because I was going to vote for him, and my vote trumps all other voters, including Trump's. But because the Democrats succeeded in pressuring Biden to step aside, of course he's going to pick his vice president. It wasn't done legally according to the Constitution, and so that was the way that Trump won. And they had to rig the election. The people did not vote him in, but he claims they did. He rigged it. The CIA and him, and Elon Musk did the honors. They rigged it so he would win because there was a loophole there because the Democrats didn't do it the way the Constitution told them to do it. So it made it non-legal, and Trump was the winner automatically. And yeah, he's rushing to get as much done as possible because he knows he has a limited amount of time before I'm legally in place. I mean, why do you think he's rushing, pushing? I mean, that's why, because he knew I was coming. He knew I was getting declassified, and he and his legal team, they tried to stop it. They did, and they couldn't do anything about it. And do you understand why you need me? I mean, look at this dictator. He's showing his true colors now. I mean, if you want to see them, I just don't think Trumpers are all woken up yet. I mean, I think of the Trumpers I know in Augusta, Georgia. I just can't. They're just following Fox News. Whatever Fox News tells them to think, that's what they think. I'm not listening to a news program and learning what I think. I'm listening to a news program and hearing what information it's providing me, and making my own decisions. I don't blindly believe anything. I just see for myself what's going on in the world. And yeah, if that's confirmed by a news broadcast on a news show that is in unity with my way of thinking, so be it. But they don't tell me what to think. And I'm just shocked that the Trumpers, that's all they don't know what to think unless they have to turn on Fox to know what to think. And then they just regurgitate all the stuff from Fox to you when you talk to them, and you try to talk reason. You try to get them to use their logic, the logical side of their brain, and they just can't. It's like blocked by Trump. The issue of Trump, the alpha male dictator, it just blocks everything. It dominates everything in their brain, and all their logic and reasoning shuts down. I mean, I've really tried. I've had a few friends, more than a few friends, that I've tried, and acquaintances and people I've encountered. Whenever I encounter a Trumper, I try to be really friendly, and I try to hold back everything I think, because I understand they really blindly believe what they're told over on Fox, and I try to trigger their reasoning and logic, and it always blows up in my face. And there are some things I agree with them on. I think for myself. Nobody just tells me what to think. I think for myself. I use my own logic, my own reasoning ability, and I make my own decisions about what I believe. But they don't. They're just all brainwashed, and they go all in. It's like you're either all in or you're not. Because if you're not all in, you can't blindly believe all that stuff. You're either all in or not. There's no reasoning with them, and they're very violent. I've been attacked. My car has been attacked so many times because I had a Bernie Sanders sticker on it, a couple Bernie Sanders stickers on it. And yeah, I mean, my life was in danger, by mechanics and others who worked on my car, on my tires, who messed with my car. So I would die. It's probably it's a network of people, and they connect with the network, and Trump and his people say, "Yeah, mess up her car, and we'll give you a big financial reward." I mean, this is what I went through in Georgia. Thank goodness I'm in New York State now, and I'm safe from that stuff, but it's still affecting my life, clearly. Navy SEALs, we're waiting for you. Navy SEALs, you'll have to contend with the Navy SEALs pretty soon, guys. You won't be able to mess with me anymore.
And so the identity of the Navy SEAL.
What, Dean?
From day one,
Hmm.
for 9 months, they are in boot camp for 9 months.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the services stay boot camp for 9 months.
Yeah, well,
But
my
you see-
boot camp has been for 59 years and counting. Okay, I think my training surpassed even Navy SEALs. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, 9 months is the most extensive training of anyone, in our nation's military. And that's nothing less will do but the Navy SEALs. And we're waiting for you. FBI, Navy SEALs, we're waiting for you. Please introduce, protect me and Dean and our family and our dogs and cats. They need, if we're going to go somewhere, we need pet care. And I need to feel good about the people providing pet care. They need to love animals like, we love our animals. And,
You know why?
Mhm.
Because they are our babies.
Yes, they are our babies. All right. Well, what time is it? Is it midnight? Oh, it's 8 minutes. We should just stay on to bring in August 12th because midnight is when it's official. I mean, now I'm speaking theoretically, I could have gotten it wrong as usual, but at midnight it becomes, August 12th, the legal day after. That's when things go into effect. The day after legally. This is lawyer stuff. So tired of lawyer stuff, legal stuff. It's so ridiculous. All these little laws and the way it works. Yeah, the next day is the legal when everything goes into effect legally.
It's 12:01.
Right, and but I don't expect it to really kick in until 9 a.m., the beginning of the business day. But yeah, I'm not going to be on a live stream that long. But we can be on for another 8+ minutes and make it legal, make it official.
You can be back on at 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock, right?
What? Be on from when to when?
8 a.m. until 9:01.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But right now we're getting close to midnight and we can be on that long for 8 more minutes. I wanted to get off, but I think we can. Yeah, it's only 7 more minutes now. So, anything else you want to add, Dean?
You get everything covered.
I didn't finish reading this article. Why don't I finish reading the article I began reading? Okay. All right. Yeah, look at them. What a fake smile that is. Right there. Look at those wobbly eyes looking in all directions. All right. Is this the one that I was reading? I don't think so. Yeah, that's not the article I was reading. That's just the images I was looking at that I clicked. Let me see. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to go back here and I'm going to look at my different pages that I have. Okay, so yeah, this is the one I was reading right here. All right. Oh, I look at it. Everything's much bigger here. Oh, it is the same one, but this is not. Was this the one that I was reading? I guess it was. Okay. Trump's D.C. police takeover was fueled by attack on former Doge staffer and his own observations of homelessness, allies say. Okay, but this is not what I was reading. I guess I should make everything a little smaller, right? Get back to the way it's supposed to be. There we go. All right. And I have to change this. Let's stop sharing and then go back here. I'm just trying to see. Wait. Oh, this is the one right here. Okay. All right. So I was reading this. All right, so basically, there were no plans in motion, nothing. It was just a big surprise for everybody today. The police, Trump and the administration did not notify police until they were telling the world about it. It was just very spontaneous. I heard that Trump had been talking about it over the weekend, but they didn't know he was actually going to go through with it and do it on Monday until it happened. And, so there's no plans, there's no transition plan or anything. They don't know how the federal agents are going to work together with the officers at all. During a separate news conference, right, there's little communication before Monday about this. It was just a big surprise for everybody. During a separate news conference, Mayor Muriel Bowser said that she was trying to set up a meeting with Attorney General Pam Bondi, who Trump said would be overseeing the implementation of his order. She also maintained that Chief of Police Pamela Smith would still run the department and report to Bowser up through the deputy mayor. Nothing. Oh, deputy mayor. I was just talking to the deputy mayor here in Hornell. That's so funny. Somebody planned that. That's so interesting. Nothing about our organizational chart has changed, Bowser said. This is the mayor. And nothing in the executive order would indicate otherwise. The Home Rule Act of 1973 allows the president to take control of the city's police for 48 hours if he determines that special conditions of an emergency nature exist, which it doesn't. Crime in D.C. has gone down, and it is lower. Crime is lower there now than it was in 2019 at the beginning of the pandemic. I guess it peaked a little bit after the pandemic in 2023, but they got things under control and they're not stopping. They've improved crime so much, and they like it, and they're continuing on and doing so. They didn't require this unprecedented move by Donald Trump. He's just trying to take control of our nation's capital in defense, I believe, of me. All right. And I know that just sounds ridiculous, but it's reality, guys. I mean, I just read a quote today. It said, "Is the truth if nobody knows about it?" I thought that was really interesting. Is the truth really the truth if nobody knows about it? Wow. Well, just because people don't know about it doesn't mean that it's not the truth. People may not know about it, but they know that this is not the truth. They may know that the truth is missing, whatever the hell it is. They may not know the truth, all the details, but they know this is not the truth, I think, right? I mean, logical, sensible, realistic brains do not accept this reality that we're watching play out in shock and horror. This is not the truth. Okay, that is clear. I think most people don't quite know what the truth is, but this is not it. And I mean, there should be some kind of and a person's brain has a certain compass that should tell them when things are off and when they're going in the wrong direction. I mean, if you're not missing that part of your brain should be telling you that right now, that this is not the right direction. This is not the truth. I mean, you have to either, you have to be retarded, which is actually missing that part of your brain that is a compass, that is your compass. You have to be missing that part of your brain. Or it could, I've thought about other options, like maybe it could be blocked, by a different part of your brain that reveres alpha males, whether they're criminals or not, right? Maybe you have this vulnerability to bow down to the alpha male, no matter whether they're a criminal or a good guy. It doesn't matter. Alpha male, like, it's like your kryptonite or something. I mean, that's a possibility. And I've heard of this. I've heard that, it's a genetic thing. Like some people have, I think they call it the Trump gene, which makes them subservient to it's an alpha male gene. But most of us, okay, that's the minority, like the MAGAs, they have that gene that reveres the male alpha male. Right. I guess I said male twice there. They revere their genetics, their DNA prevents them from not revering the alpha male, whether he's a good guy or a bad guy like Trump. But most of us revere the alpha female. That's what I understand. I don't know. I don't really feel like an alpha female right now. I haven't felt like an alpha female for a long time. In my daily life, I am, sure, but in the world, no. I think my genetic father, I guess Ikeda Sensei, Daisaku Ikeda, SGI president. I was the other SGI president, but now that he has died, he's the other SGI president because I'm the only living SGI president. Yeah, Daisaku Ikeda called it soft power. Soft power is far more powerful than hard power. It's the future. It's your mother, it's the mother of the family, it's that energy. She's the center of the family. She usually does most of the work and organizes everything, and everything revolves around her. Whether, you're male or female, everybody reveres their mother. I mean, hopefully they do, because nothing's possible without your mother. Of course, I didn't really have a traditional mother who I could, my mother didn't mother me. She didn't play that role in my life, even though she gave birth to me. And I grew up with her as my mother, but she didn't treat me like a mother should treat her daughter. And neither did my father treat me like a father should treat his daughter either. I had to look to other people who I didn't live in the same household as. And, that's why Daddy was in my life. He's my true parent. He's my true father, always was. And he really is genetically my father too. And he goes by the name Clint Eastwood now. He's an actor, director, extraordinaire. But he's a lot of things. He's got a lot of vocations and careers, and he's like the opposite of me in a way. He's had it all. He's had everything, and I've had nothing. Really looking to swapping roles with him. I mean, I really want to have a little time with Daddy before he moves along to his, moves off Earth. I really would. He's getting up there. think he's like 99 now or something like that, even though Clint Eastwood was born in 1930. It's not really his true birthday. He was really born in 1926. But anyway, I talk about that in my private podcast called Claire's Musings. Let me just put it on the screen really quick. Where is it? There it is. This is what, is it showing up? No, it's not. So I have to stop sharing. Stop. Show. Oh, it's not showing up, is it? Why is it not showing up? Show. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I tried to get some things ready for you today. You know, I'm a little clumsy here. I'm not used to doing this, but if I do it every day, I'll get a little better at it. Yeah, that's my private podcast. You can go to this address here. It's hero.fm/channel/Claire's Weekly Musings and sign up, and you can hear me every week in audio format. It was a little over 30 minutes that I finally recorded my first episode. I guess it was yesterday, Sunday. Yeah, but it's after midnight. It is. It's 12:07 a.m. It's official. It's legal. I mean, I don't know, but if that is the case, it is legal now. It's the next day. I guess we have to wait till 9 a.m. really, but the business day begins at 9. All right, but back to sharing. I think I need to finish this article, right? Right. So the Home Rule Act of 1973, and let me make sure you can see everything you can. Allows the president to take control of the city's police for 48 hours. It's only 48 hours if he, quote, determines that special conditions of an emergency nature exist, which requires the department's use for federal purposes. And this emergency does not exist. He's just using the crime. He talks about 2023, not in 2025. That was 2 years ago. They got it under control, and now crime is at a lower level than it was in 2019. So he's just full of it. The president can retain control of the department for a longer period if he notifies the chairs and ranking members of the congressional committees that handle legislative matters pertaining to D.C., which Trump indicated he intends to do. Any request of control over the city's police department for more than 30 years, 30 years, oh, that was a slip of the tongue. Yeah, more than 30 years. Yeah, 30 years since 1994. Yeah. I mean, well, really 95. That's my situation. So any request of a control over the city's police department for more than 30 days, and I just slipped and said 30 years. That's how long I've been classified for 50 years, but 30 years from 1995, which was the next year after 1994. And interesting. So it must be passed into law before he can take control for more than 30 years. And so he would require Congress to cooperate. And I don't know. I mean, do they have enough control? Do the Republicans have enough votes? I don't know. I guess everybody's a little nervous. This is the first time a president has used Section 740 of the Home Rule Act to federalize the D.C. Metro Police, said Dr. Heidi Bonner, chair of the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology at East Carolina University. You know, I wonder why Trump didn't use that power on January 6th. Was it 2021? Yeah, why didn't he use it then? But it's so much worse now. They were talking about it on TV. You know, January 6th was far worse than any time in DC. There has never been so much violence in Washington, D.C. than on January 6th, 2021. That takes the cake. That outdoes any other day in the history of Washington, D.C. Yeah, I mean, there were a couple people who died as the result. It's not, there was one person who was killed in the process, too, right on the day that that Trumper, and then I guess somebody committed suicide. I think somebody died from their injuries or something to that effect. So a few people died, but that's not what it was about. I mean, it was, it's not only the deaths, it's just the coup that occurred on that day. And for him to say that was a great day, or that these people deserve to be pardoned, and somehow that was their love for him. I mean, it's insane. He's an insane maniac. Okay. It's definitely difficult to say what that means, she said. This is like, it's the first time any president has ever used this. Like, DC is like really doing really badly crime wise. And a lot of people think that former Doge guy, did he get beat up or something? That it was all staged or something? I mean, pretty sick. It's definitely difficult to say what that means, she said, including it being an open question as to who's in charge. Yeah, I mean, talk about confusion. Is the chief of police still in charge of the department? I mean, it would have been very courteous for him to have given them the heads up ahead of time and come up with a plan prior to this day. Is the chief of police still in charge of the department once it's become federalized? Bonner said. And of course, all this is mixed up in the unique nature of DC as a district and not a state. I mean, that's how he was able to do it, because it wasn't a state. It'll be a little trickier doing that to a state. I mean, it didn't go over very well in California, but he has his sights set on Chicago, New York, Maryland, right? I guess Baltimore. Yeah, and oh, Sacramento, did he say? What? No, it wasn't Sacramento. Was it? I think I don't know, one of those cities near San Francisco. It wasn't Sacramento, I don't think. It was that's the capital, isn't it? That's terrible. Yeah, I think so. Um And of course, all this is mixed up in the unique nature of DC as a district and not a state. There are different authorities. The president acts as the governor for all intents and purposes when it comes from the National Guard. Yeah, so that's how he slid in there. So is he going to become governor instead of president? Does he want to be governor instead of president? Okay. Can't do both. I mean, I know that he stands in because for a governor when they need a governor, uh, because of the unique nature of DC. When asked about the confusion over how MPD, that's Metropolitan Police Department, will now be run, the Justice Department highlighted portions of Trump's order that state the mayor shall provide such services of the Metropolitan Police Force as the Attorney General may deem necessary and appropriate. Okay. So Pam Bondi decides. It remains unclear, however, how such an arrangement will play out practically. Yeah, boy, pretty disorganized, pretty spontaneous here. The order also says the Attorney General will also update Trump if further action might be required from the president. Bowser seemed resigned to the fact that Trump's decision would go into effect given the city's status. Prominent Democrats called Bowser and her office Monday to offer support, but indicated there was little they could do to stop the takeover.
Oh.
Quote, I don't want to minimize what has what was said, and I don't want to minimize the intrusion on our autonomy, Bowser said. The mayor also called the move unsettling and unprecedented and advocated for D.C. statehood to prevent such unilateral action from the president. Yeah, boy, do they need it now more than ever. I don't know. It should have been done a long time ago. If that's the only way that a territory like that can protect itself, and that's what they need to be as a state. Police Chief Smith said, and by the way, I really like the mayor of DC. I think she's really got it together. Police Chief Smith said she was scheduled to meet with federal liaisons following the news conference for the first time regarding Trump's announcement in order to start to create an operational plan. They don't even have an operational plan, and they're going to start it. They haven't even started yet. And this is our country. DC National Guard and FBI agents on the ground. Trump activated 800 soldiers from the DC National Guard and up to 200 members being assigned to supporting law enforcement, according to the Defense Department. Duties for those personnel include administrative and logistical roles, as well as providing a physical presence in support of law enforcement, the DoD said. Department of what? Oh, the Defense Department. Department of Defense. This is FBI on the streets right there. The unilateral move contrasts heavily with how Trump blamed others, including Bowser and then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, for not deploying the National Guard on January 6, 2021. He's the president. He's supposed to deploy the National Guard. I mean, obviously in DC, that's his role. He's the governor. Because they don't have a governor. He acts as the governor when necessary. But he blamed Nancy Pelosi and the mayor for that. So for not deploying the National Guard on January 6, 2021, before Trump supporters broke into the U.S. Capitol. He wanted them to break in. He was laughing. He was watching it on TV and didn't do a thing until he had no choice but to eventually. Over the weekend, Trump had already moved officers from several federal agencies to begin assisting MPD in policing certain areas in D.C., which are not, I mean, there's nothing going on the streets of D.C., nothing out of the ordinary, just usual stuff. There's not an emergency. Okay, so 130 FBI agents to patrol with DC police as part of the increased federal presence, according to two people familiar with the department. It's not typical for FBI agents to patrol with local police. What a waste of resources. And agents are often not trained for community policing, and operate under different policies, including for use of deadly force that could create issues on the ground, two federal law enforcement sources told CNN. Because of this, pairing federal agents with officers to patrol D.C. could present a situation where each member of the team must respond differently to a potential threat based on the respective agency's policies. In the FBI, the plan to deploy agents to patrol the streets of Washington has been met with concern over strained resources. Yeah, I mean, what a waste of resources. I mean, he passes his big, beautiful bill that, adds to the national debt and gives all his rich friends a continued tax break and steals money from Social Security and Medicaid and food stamps and all of that, to pay for the revenues he loses in doing so. And then he does this unnecessary, declares an emergency that doesn't exist and uses tax resources to deploy 150 FBI agents who have no plan. They have no plan. No discussion ahead of time. It's just insane. Don't you think that's insane? I'm not insane. That's insane. Taking agents away. Okay, wait. Okay, so let me just reread this to make sure I read everything. In the FBI, the plan to deploy agents to patrol the streets of Washington has been met with concern over strained resources and the safety of agents who are not trained in routine police patrols, according to multiple sources. Taking Taking agents away from their daily investigations to patrol DC would risk not adequately addressing other serious crimes like terrorism, foreign counterintelligence threats, cyber intrusions, and the nation's fentanyl epidemic, sources said. Yeah, it seems like Trump is trying to create an emergency, like artificially create an emergency of his own doing, as usual. He always does, right? This isn't hard. If we're doing policing, we're not covering down on those others. We're not covering down on those other threats. I've never heard that term, like covering down. Have you heard of that term before, Dean? Covering down. We're not covering down.
I never heard it described that way.
Have you ever heard it described that way? It's kind of a strange use of words. We're not covering down on those other threats, said one source. Federal agents are also typically only minimally trained in conducting vehicle stops, which remains one of the most dangerous aspects of a police officer's job. Unlike routine police encounters with suspects, which may only involve one or two officers, when agencies like the FBI conduct an arrest, they typically plan out the operation methodically in advance and execute it with a complement of agents that far outnumbers the suspect. During the two sparring news conferences Monday, Trump remained adamant that crime in Washington is out of control, despite data suggesting that it has decreased in recent years. And Bowser said firmly that DC is, quote, not experiencing a spike in crime, but a decrease in crime, unquote. Yeah, well, he has nothing else, so he's got to lie, right? He's got to he's got to point at 2023, 2 years ago, and say, see, it's gone up. But yeah, they've got it under control, and we don't have higher crime there now. It's the lowest since 2019, the crime rate there. Regardless of the current crime rates, Bonner noted that Trump's order has a 30-day limit and said any long-term impact on crime is doubtful. You can't have a long-term effect on crime with fast actions like this because it doesn't get to the root causes, Bonner said. At the end of 30 days, it will be interesting to see what it has done in terms of reducing the crime rate further, or whatever the goals of this operation are, and what they might try to do moving forward to effect some long-term fixes. Because again, you're not going to affect crime in the long term without addressing the symptoms of crimes, Bonner said. Okay. All right. Well, do you hear the train? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh. Hornell, New York. They gonna do it again? Nope. Hey train. Oh look, I have my weekly musings on there. Okay. I'm done for now, and coming to you from Hornell, New York. When I was growing up, and I'd come to visit my grandma in Wellsville, which was 30 minutes down the road here. You can hear that train, huh? It's after midnight, and they're rolling through. We'd hear the train all the time. I loved the sound of the train. It was in Wellsville, though, which is 30 minutes down the road, like I said. And yeah, that's one of the features of visiting grandma. My grandma was hearing the train in the middle of the night, and it didn't bother you. It was just part of the landscape. It was just part of the environment there. And then they stopped the train. The train no longer went through Wellsville. Like it was like in the early 80s, just before my grandma died. I think it was 1980 is what I think I read not so long ago. And I remember how sad I was when the train stopped. It just wasn't the same anymore. Not hearing that train. And then my grandma died, 2 years later. Um, but Hornell, which is 30 minutes away, and where my grandpa Flanagan grew up, uh, even though the Flanagan family was based in Wellsville, um, the train always continued coming here. The train has always gone through Hornell and always will. Hornell it's not a big city. It shouldn't really be. I mean, it wouldn't qualify as a city today. It's a very small community, but they became a city just after the turn of the century because they really thought they were growing and going places, and yeah, they're better. It's a location that's closer to other areas of New York around here. Wellsville's a little more secluded. I mean, Wellsville is closer to Olean, which is which is like an hour away from Hornell, an hour from here. But I don't know. I guess Hornell is closer to Rochester, for example. That's the big city. Um, and other, Ithaca, and of course Binghamton, and what are the other ones? Corning, and there's that other one, Elmhurst. I don't know. There's one next to. I should know this stuff. I'm getting better, getting used to it. Not Elmhurst. I'm thinking of that's Queens, New York. What city is near Corning, New York? It's an E, right? Is it Elmira? Let's see. Yeah, it is Elmira. Yeah, it is Elmira. It was an E. I knew it was an E. Yeah. So this is kind of like the gateway to the rest of the state, whereas Wellsville's closer to Canada. A half an hour closer than Hornell, and they're and Buffalo. Not much closer to Buffalo, but Buffalo is 2 hours from here. I guess it's an hour and a half from Wellsville. Yeah, we're closer to Rochester. I think Rochester's like, depending on traffic, it might only be an hour away sometimes, maybe an hour and 20 with traffic. Anyway, all right. I'm really tired. I'm feeling sleepy. Are you tired, Dean? Well, you've been sleeping drowsy all day.
No.
Yeah, because he took his medicine. I mean, I gave him his medicine because it looked like he hadn't taken it for a while, and I didn't think to. I just wanted you to take your medicine, and I didn't think about taking out the little white pill that makes you so groggy. And he was really groggy all day. Are you going to be able to sleep tonight, Dean?
Oh, I'm fine.
You think you'll be able to sleep?
Fine.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. So thank you for watching. It was great talking with all of you. And if you watch this at a later time, thank you for watching as well. Let me just see if there's anything here. No. All right. Just checking the comments, seeing if there's anything I need to address, but there's not. You can tell I'm getting tired. I guess that's what happens. I know in the past people have said, oh, why is she, I guess I have a droopy eye. I don't know how that happens. I really don't. I don't know anything about that. I feel normal. I'm tired right now, though, and I'm wondering if it's when I'm tired. I'm not sure. All right. Thanks for watching. We're gonna be doing this. I don't know. I got to figure out like a schedule. I don't want to stay up this late every night, but I'll figure out a schedule and I'll announce it. And I'm just gonna be going live every day, and I have to figure out a time that would be easy for me. I need to be consistent with it. I'm gonna set an alarm. And I got everything mostly set up. I mean, there's a few things I have to do yet. But yeah, we're going to do this. Sorry. I hope you don't mind. I have to do something. I have to take it to the next level because of what Trump did today. All right. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
What he did today.
Well, what he did do, he took over Washington, D.C., Dean. He's a little worried about something. It's very strategic. He's wants control of DC because he didn't, I don't know. I'm just thinking that my people just let him rig the election. And then when the time comes, they'll remove him. And he doesn't want to be removed. He knows that he doesn't have the legal authority to stay.
Right.
And I know that sounds really surprising to a lot of people, and probably probably makes some, if anyone cares to believe me, it would probably make some people, give them a little hope. I mean, what else? I mean, there's nothing else that looks very hopeful. I have hope for this.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when I'm tired, I guess. I don't know.
Where?
Mhm.
Every night, train comes through here.
Yeah. Dean's talking about the train.
You know how much when he is
Yeah.
brought in on the
Yep.
train?
Yeah, there's a lot. Somebody's making a lot of money around here. There's a lot of trains that come through here every single day. I mean, it's all day, all night.
Yep.
I love it. I love the sound of a train. It really reminds me of my grandma Flanagan. And I like it where it's not right on our property, but it's right like a few streets away. So we hear it just well enough. And when I visited my grandma, it was way across town. It was in the distance, but not too far, really. I mean, if you think of the town, it's not that large, but it really seemed like it was way in the distance. Here, it's a little more up close, but I like it. I like it.
Here's the thing: the train goes through here.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it and you see the light on the end of the train.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I'm going to go to sleep now. Over and out.